In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the catchments and the flow lines. Underneath Analyze, I'm going to create flow paths. I've tried creating catchments based on the surface, but when I do that, it says pick a discharge point, so my discharge point's over here. The catchment I'm going to say is going to be my West Basin. I'm going to create, and that's just going to be default, using the existing surface. There's no pipe network. I'm going to leave it on layer 0 and move it. Usually I'll go ahead and create a layer. Actually, I'll do that right now. I'll create a layer, and we're going to call it a new one. I'm going to call it VC Basin. Pretty basins. Okay? And I'm going to change that to a blue. Okay. And we'll change that to a hidden line. Hidden 2. Okay, 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 okay. And so we're all set there. Everything else is the same. In the runoff coefficients, we're going to leave that the same, and we will figure that out on our own. We're going to go ahead and allow it to use the TR55. Actually, no, we're going to do a user-defined path. And we'll draw the path itself and then go OK. So this is what the basin draws, but this isn't actually what our drainage basin looks like. So I'm going to delete that because that's not acceptable. I even tried to create that based on just allowing the computer to do catchment areas, and every time it went through, it did not work. So what I ended up doing is creating a flow path from the surface. And, sorry, flow path. No, I used a water droplet. Wow. I'm going to put this on the layer 0. No, I'm going to create a new layer for that one. And we'll just call it VC water drop. And I'm going to change that to cyan. Okay, and okay. Now, I'm just going to start picking points where the water is going. So as I do this all the way around, what it's doing is helping me figure out which direction, what's the high point, where's the water actually flowing to. All I'm doing is arbitrarily picking to make sure that, as you can see, I've been working on the west side, but you can see I've picked one point that's going to the east side. So as I move through here, as I get higher, I can see where it finally picks to start going to the opposite direction. So I'll start making points in here to do a flow path, and this is typically the engineer will go ahead and set whatever the drainage area for us. I'm just showing you a method that we can use to help the engineer pick what the flow path is. The reason I'm doing this is because the catchment with the surface didn't work. All right, so that's enough of them. As I move through here, I can find basically the ridge line where the water goes from one direction to the other. So I can come in here and just create a polyline and make sure I'm on my proper, I'm going to do it pre-basin. I'm going to do a polyline, and I can start building where I think that drainage basin will go. I need to change that to by layer. So I'm going to go P-line and pick, and my width I'll change to a 5 and end with a 5 and come through here. So I know the ridge line is somewhere over in this pattern, and I go perpendicular to the lines. So there's a ridge line through here. I'm going to go nearest. I'm going to come back to this end point here. Whoops, I'll fix that in a minute. Sorry about that. I have a glitch on my computer. Let me undo those 2 points. Go to the end point here. Back up to here. And an end point to there. Actually, I should have put that over here. Go nearest. Okay, so that allows me to, and I'm going to trim this off. Now, when we create our polylines, I'll show you 2 methods. Right now, I'm just drawing the boundary of my polylines, but I'll actually need to create a closed polyline in this. So I'll create the boundaries first so they're not overlapping. And then I'll do the last one through here. And I'm just looking at my actual area. We would have to look at what's going off-site in addition to this. So, and endpoint up here. So we would need a closed polyline. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this over to the other side, and I'm going to use the boundary command, and I'm going to pick. And what it'll do, as long as it's closed, touching each other, then they will be created. I'm going to go ahead and delete these lines just to show you, because I'm using the endpoint. Now I'll go ahead and do boundary again, pick a point. It finds the inside, hit enter, do it one more time, pick a point, and enter. Now I can, this one, and this one, all 3 are closed polylines, and I'll move those to this endpoint here, and I'll move it to this endpoint here. All right, so these are my boundaries of my basins. I'll change that global width to 2. All right, now the next thing that I'll want to do is create a catchment off of those, and I'm only going to show you one. You can do the other 2 on your own. So I'm going to go to Analyze, pull down Catchments, Catchment from Objects, and I'm going to select that closed polyline. Hit Enter, and I'm going to call it the West Basin. Leave that as default. There's no pipes. Standard catchment style, and I'll change that to the BC drainage, pre-development drainage. There it is. Okay. Okay, and this time I am going to erase the entity because I don't want multiple over the top of this one. And then go OK. And there's my West Basin, and it's 3.9 acres. And you do that to the other 2. So that's it for this video.